What up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, I'm Neff from Neff's Tech Bits. As many of you have already heard in the news, Mitch McConnell and a bunch of other idiots are trying to expand the Patriot Act, to renew it, to make sure that they have extra special attention, to make sure that the FBI has the ability to check anybody's browser history, except for people like Mitch McConnell, except for the people, the lawmakers getting this stuff through. The FBI is going to have the ability to check out your browser history the same way that the Patriot Act gave them the ability to check all of the books that you may or may not have signed out of the library. Nobody goes to the library anymore, so I guess they need to find a different way to do things. Once again, the lawmakers that are creating this law, that are drafting it up, are exempted from it. In an interesting turn of events, there are senators who the FBI are getting warrants for to look into the tradings that these senators did just before the COVID-19 outbreak and the stock market crash. So that's how much you can trust these individuals. Who's watching the watchers? Well, definitely not the watchers in this situation. Anywho, here we got Mitch McConnell. I really dislike this guy after this move. The infamous Patriot Act, which used the threat of terrorism to expand surveillance over American citizens, is up for renewal under the US Freedom Reauthorization Act. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, the Patriot Act came out prior to 9/11, and it was out to make sure that good guys win, bad guys lost, and as always, England, USA would prevail. Now, there definitely is good things to the Patriot Act, Project Five Eyes and stuff like that. There are good aspects to this stuff, as much as I hate them. For example, in Canada, there was a terrorist that was planning a bombing that got shut down thanks to our American brothers who were looking into everything and then found out this was going to happen. And this individual was taken down before they had a chance to create more human suffering in the world. And ladies and gentlemen, if we're creating more human suffering in the world, then we are officially bad people. Anywho, let's get to the article that I wanted to bring you to. I'm going to leave the link to this in the description. You guys in the States can read about this. One thing, actually, before I get into this, 9/11 was a long, long time ago, and I can't accept it, but I can understand that in times of war, that we make laws that aren't always in our best interest. For example, in World War II, the U.S. made a law that said you weren't allowed to say anything bad about United States because it would hurt them in the war effort. There was a situation where someone was knitting socks to give to the Red Cross, to give to the soldiers, and someone came across this individual and said, soldiers will never see those socks, and that man was put into jail. Before that, there was a time when individuals like the SAS in the UK could kill people if they thought that that individual, let's say it's an individual was going into their coat to get cigarettes. If an SAS guy saw that and he was like, I think that guy's trying to kill me, he can shoot them. And I'm pretty sure that was like if one of them was English and one of them was Irish or something like that. I forgive me, I don't understand politics over there. And coming from North America, if you're white, it's just like you're white and you don't have a problem with anyone. Then I hear about what happened over in the UK with various wars and whatnot, and whites don't particularly like whites. So I'm not even going to act like I actually know what was going on back then. But anyways, in time of war, in crazy situations, it is totally normal for countries to change laws that take away freedoms for safety. But in this case, 9/11 was so damn long ago, guys. I think, like, can we make another act that's not the Patriot Act? I'm sorry. Anyways, let's just get into this. So, privateinternetaccess.com. These are the 32 senators that voted to let the FBI seize your internet history without a warning. And I love it when folks like this do this kind of stuff. A key amendment in the US Freedom Reauthorization Act of 2020 that would have required authorities to obtain a warrant before gaining access to Americans' internet browsing history just failed by the Senate floor by a single vote, by one vote. And what's really upsetting about this is Bernie. Bernie wasn't there to vote. Bernie didn't vote on this. He could have overturned. He could have turned the tide, but he chose not to. I'm starting to wonder about this Bernie guy now. Anyways, and I shouldn't say I freaking love Bernie, but how could any reasonable person let this pass? I really want someone in the government to say, well, these are the situations that make this a reasonable thing? Are the Americans really so crazy that they can't be trusted with their own thoughts and their own internet stuff? Ladies and gentlemen, this is some creepy stuff. In all, 27 Republicans and 10 Democrats voted against the amendment, and 4 senators were no-shows. Bernie. One of those senators that didn't vote under his quarantine due to staff members testing positive for COVID-19. Yeah, I can understand that. But where were the other 3 senators? Now, this is one thing that definitely gets me going when it comes to politics. This is your fucking job. Senators, this is your job. Now, when I worked in a factory, I had to bloody well be there. If I wasn't there, if I missed one single day, I had to have a doctor's note. That wasn't good for the medical establishment, but that's the way it went. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're running a country and you have to vote on stuff, you get your butt there. And if you're not there, I expect to see a frickin' doctor's note. I'm so sorry, I'm not American. And Canadians honestly have a very hard time with American news. We think we're American. We feel for you guys in the States. Ladies and gentlemen in the States, you are our brothers. You are like our older brothers, maybe our younger brother. One way or another, we're blood. And when we see this stuff happening, it's like you get together at a family get together and your brother tells you your wife's been cheating on you and things have not been good. You wish you could do something about it, but there's nothing you can do, and we feel for you. We really do. Anyways, privateinternetaccess.com is something that you can get to, and I'm not being funded by these guys, is something that you can get to have end-to-end encryption. So even though they think they have your internet history, they won't have anything if you get privateinternetaccess.com. So here is all the people that decided it's a good idea for the FBI to have your browser history. Okay, so most of the people that make up these laws have no idea what it's like to live online, to be a digital individual. And as Elon Musk said, you create a digital version of yourself over the internet. I personally feel that this is directly negative to the affront of individuals because what would it be like if they put a tracker on you? They can't put a tracker on you. They can't put a tracker on you unless you do something bad. It's unconstitutional. But they can look at every place that you've been to online. That is some scary stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Now, at least this is the FBI they're trying to get you attached to. Because the FBI are the FBI are frickin' Boy Scouts. If you want to join the FBI, you can't have smoked weed for 3 years. If you smoke weed, they'll kick you out, and you have to take 50% less than market value. I think I was reading on Reddit that most standard FBI people only make, what is it, $60,000 to $80,000 a year or something in American money. Man, you'd have to have a really good soul for that. But anyways, I hear that the FBI, I don't know about the NSA, but I hear that the FBI are actually a bunch of Boy Scouts. So maybe it wouldn't be so bad if they had this, but they shouldn't have it. They just shouldn't. There's no reason for it. There must be a middle point between getting a warrant and just being able to stroll in and seeing anybody's stuff. But if you're concerned about that kind of stuff, I definitely recommend that you check out privateinternetaccess.com. Download their app. Here, I'm gonna bring it up here. I'm going to bring up this app, end-to-end encryption, unless you're a terrorist, in which case I don't recommend you use this at all. I don't recommend you use this at all, because it would, Allah, or the Christian Judeo, Yahweh, whatever kind of terrorist you are, doesn't like this kind of stuff. Oh, I can't even bring it up. I can't show it to you, but I have privateinternetaccess.com. I definitely recommend that you check it out. End-to-end encryption. Unless you're a terrorist, then yeah, don't get privateinternetaccess.com. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a fight for our privacy, and the people who are trying to take our privacy from us have no idea what's going on. I don't think any of these individuals even use a computer for the most part. I don't think they have any respect for it. Remember when Hillary Clinton had classified emails being sent to her server, which was a little Apple computer in the basement of one of her buildings, in the middle of their giant castle. Ladies and gentlemen, these folks don't know. They don't understand. They're frickin' old. Okay, boomer, kind of thing. But really, they just don't care about rights and freedoms, and it seems like they just want to walk all over the tech type Anyways, this is it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Ned from Nev's Tech Bits. Like and subscribe if you like this stuff. Always appreciated. And as always, folks, take care of each other. Don't be spying on each other. Don't be going after each other's personal freedoms. They ain't cool. Have a good one, folks.